What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for a new daily news update, and it's about Motta. It's from Di Marzio. It's a massive update actually, because there are a lot of doubts that it's not 100% sure gonna be Motta, and you never can be 100% sure in up to the point that it actually gets confirmed by the club. However, there are a lot of rumors that Milan could still swoop in. You have still some journalists saying it's not 100% close. He can still say a Bologna, or he can join Milan. But Di Marzio is basically saying that from what I know, from his information, anything can happen, but it will be kind of a shock if he actually does not join Juve. And it will be more so of a shock than him going to Milan at this moment in time, rather than staying at Bologna for one season. But he didn't stop at that. He said, from what I know, Zirkzee, Calafiori is a target, but Zirkzee is a special request from Motta. And to top it off, Juve at this moment in time is the team who is quote unquote leading the race. That story or all that information actually comes up to one thing. Everything's setting up for Motta. The club is quote unquote ready for Motta. And what I mean by that, I will explain in this video. But before we do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and let's go. Okay, so what I was trying to say with everything is ready for Motta is no matter who the coach is going to be, that's what I said, transfers, and especially the key transfers, in and out, need to be done at the end of August. It needs to be done. If you want to still finish some work in the in July, if you want to finish up some last work in August with bench players, squad players, role players, whatever, I get it. But the core of the team needs to be set at the start of August. That means if you want to sell Bremer, if you want to sell Vlahovic, if Chiesa is gone, you need to get the replacements in. You know, no matter if you like the idea, just in general, the idea of you remove key players off the squad because you want to do something new, because you need the money to reinvest, whatever. These things need to be done very early. I do like that we do not go on tour this season. I dislike it for people living in Northern America, I guess. But for the team, and especially if we get a new coach, this is good news. Even if we didn't have a good coach, we look not ready every single season. After that tour, we do not like fitness-wise, we don't look ready. Also the style of play, whatever, but especially fitness-wise, you know. So I think that's also good news. If a new coach comes in, it's only working at the club. That's it. Not traveling and landing on Saturday, playing on Sunday, traveling again on Tuesday, playing on Wednesday. Like it's madness. That's not a good preseason in my opinion, especially not for a team that needs to rebuild completely from the ground up almost. But what I do like is, even if it's not Thiago Motta, it feels like Giuntoli has a clear idea, you know? And the idea is, I need to get it done quickly. Even if Allegri says transfers, anything, that's the feeling right now, that it needs to be done quickly. And it needs to be done quickly, you know, for the key players. Thiago Motta or Allegri or whatever needs to know August the 1st, that's my first team. These guys, that's what I'm going to start with the season. If it doesn't go well, I can make subs, I can tweak things, whatever. But match day 1, I already know who I'm going to play match day 1 on August the 1st. I don't like that we need to go into match day 1 and you sold Bremer, but the replacement only came in a couple of days before that. Or you play match day 1, but after match day 1, Vlahovic can still be sold. Like all these things, that's not good, especially not for this setup. And on top of that, if you get a new coach in or whatever and some new players, it's not the best idea, you know. So I do like that. On the Zirkzee, again, can he play together with Vlahovic? Yes. Can Vlahovic be sold? Yes. And everyone can be sold in this team. Can Chiesa be sold? Yes. It all can happen. Sule, all these players, they can go all. The club will listen to any offer, you know. They will. If it's a respectable offer, obviously. But the Zirkzee debate we can have if it's actually concrete, because I've seen reports from Pedula that the total package, including transfer fees and signing on bonus and agent fees is between 60 and 70 million euros. I'm not sure we can pay that. So even though I like the news, it makes a lot of sense if we bring in Motta. I don't think we get, like, I'm not sure where we're going to get that money. Looking at the back, looking at that midfield that still needs to be fixed, and that back line, which is also horrible, maybe even worse than the midfield, or on par. Like, it's not far off that. You know, I've seen Gatti play well. I've seen Gatti play. You've seen Danilo play in moments. Imagine pulling Bremer out of that setup and going into Europe with Gatti and Danilo as your starting center backs. That's just suicide. So that needs fixing massively, and the midfield. So the Zirkzee transfer fee, rumored transfer fee, is insane. Is insane based on that. If you only needed 2 players, it will be like, calm. You know, I guess it's still a lot of money, way too much in my opinion. You know, if you need to pay 60 million euros for Zirkzee, excuse me, I think you're overpaying. You're just overpaying. Yes, we're overpaying for a lot of players, but you know, let's say players were 25 and you pay 32, that's overpaying, but it's 32. 60 is insane. That's a lot of money even for the Zirkzee, who I do like, but 60 million euros, no, you know, and I don't even think the club is going to pay that, you know. But the moral of the story is that Di Marzio is saying it is Motta. It will be actually a shock if it's not Motta, and everything is being set up for Motta to come in and basically continue his work, you know, and not transfer entire Bologna team into Juve, but some of his key players who he can work, who he can work with, who he can trust, who he knows they're gonna do a job, they're gonna understand what I'm demanding, they're gonna be keys, players, figures in that setup that probably gonna transmit what I want to the squad, basically, because they know me. They know what the demands are. They know what the style of play is going to be. They know certain mechanisms that could help, let's say, linking up with Vlahovic, the midfield, whatever. You know, it could set up for Motta, basically, to install his ideas much easier if you have certain players that already know you. Cambiasso, like, came from Bologna. All these things help. They do help, but it's still far off. You know, you still have that Coppa Italia final. We still need to beat Salernitana, which is not a certainty at this moment in time, to get into the Champions League. And then, even then, it's not 100% set in stone that Motta will join Juve, that he will leave Bologna. Anything can happen at this moment in time. But the indications are it's Motta, and the club is promising him certain players, which is good. Even though if it's not Zirkzee or whatever, you need to work with your coach right now. You need to give him, or try to give him, what he needs, and you need to trust it. Otherwise, it's going to fail from the beginning. Always. No matter who the coach is going to be, it's going to fail. But that's a big update from Di Marzio. Let me know in the comments, is Zirkzee worth that money? Is it good that the club is planning ahead and trying to surround Motta with players he knows and the club knows, okay, he can work with from the get-go? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys later tonight. Ciao.